Hi again. So now we're gonna look at the Mary starter deck. In the last video we looked at the Pippin starter deck, where you have Gondor and Desert Raider or Desert or Raiders, and we got Frodo, the hope of the free people, and Pippin as the guard of Minas Tirith. So let's see what the next is gonna be about. Who Mary is gonna join? Probably Rohan. Who knows? And so these decks are made to play against each others, so we'll see how they look. And I think I wonder which rares we're gonna get in this one. And I have sleeves prepared, so you sleeve rare cards and all the cards. That's just a habit. That's how you do it. I come from Magic, where you like have really expensive cards, and even though these ones are not that expensive, that's just a habit. You have sleeves on your cards, even though back in the days people used to play without sleeves. So let's see what we get here. So this is the back. Let's see. Mary. So Mary is a companion, and he can play if you spot a Rohan people or man. Skirmish, discard 4 cards from hand, strength +2. Okay, so if you compare it to Pippin, who is like similar in his abilities, where he can discard 4 cards to wound a minion. And if it's on a fortification somehow, or like a siege troll or whatever, it can do double damage. And this one is plus strength for the same ability, so they are quite similar. Interesting. So get the 1 ring and the same Frodo. So in this case you will play really similar decks, but instead of Gondor you have Rohan. And you have, I see now, orcs. So that's nice. Or ring wraiths, as this race is called, or faction, which are orcs. Alright, so the Nazguls and stuff here. That's nice. And of course Rohans. So a lot of movement maybe in this one, and foul play, I would say. Man, interesting. A Morgul. So this is all commons, and it's only rares in the end. So the starter decks are basically made out of commons, I would say. Which is kind of nice. I think they learned from the Star Wars CCD, where like the rare cards were the named characters, so it was really hard to find a Luke or something, or a Leia, while in this case they are more frequent as a common, and other things or special versions becomes rares, so you can actually play the lore easily. Wow. If you have Ulrier Ostea, if someone knows how to say that, please. But that's nice. So this is fun cards to have. Go for Morgul and for horses. So Minas Tirith. Morgul Destroyer. When you play this minion, you may spot a Nazgul to add 2 threats. So Nazguls, well, let's see if we get some really nice Nazguls then. So we have these Nazgul, and then we have this guy. And they are unique, so you can play only one of them at the same time. And they are quite expensive, but they can be pretty early in the location, so that's interesting. Lurkers. Discard a Rohan possession to play a possession from your discard pile, so you can kind of get back your possessions. Kind of like a tutor, that's nice. Eowyn, of course. So discard a possession born by Eowyn to make... nice, okay, that's a nice flavor. So probably this starting companionship will be Frodo with ring, Mary, and maybe Eowyn. Because at the start you may have a companionship of the cost of 4 total. So that's Mary and Eowyn, probably. So Nazguls and Rohan. One more Nazgul, still common. And some minions, spearments. Okay, that's the second one. Event. So you make Nazgul bigger, have small, well, orcs between the bigger threats, I guess. Mounts, Morgul. So that's nice. That's something like you really wanna try to play. This guy looks not so threatful at all, but he's better than Mary in strength, so that's interesting. Hobbits, creepers, charged is the headlong, roaring javelin, Morgul destroyer, seen that one, skirmish, Nazgul to strengths, possessions. Right, so there should be more possessions maybe from the Rohan one, the second Mary. Condition, Eomer, that's nice. So we can really play the Rohan party here. So it'd be nice to see. And then you have the sites for each. Yeah, the whole journey to Gondor, basically. And now we have the 3 rares. That's gonna be interesting to see what we get. We have Roaring Army. To play, spot 3 Rohan companions. You may play Rohan Army anytime you'll play a regroup event. When you play Rohan Army, you may discard a minion. Right, so this is a companion, but yeah, it's a really strengthy one. Since the other ones are around 6 or 5, this has 9. So that's a nice rare that's connected to the deck. Then we have Immaril, which is something we got in the last start deck as well, so that's random. So now I can have 2 Immarils. And the last rare is, wow, Shelob, the old spider. Fierce. And that's connected to Gollum. So if you play Gollum as like a faction, you can have this spider. Or the old Shelob spider. When you play Shelob, you may play a Gollum possession from your draw deck. Shelob's strength is +3 for each minion stacked on a Gollum possession. Don't really get it, but looks amazingly evil, so that's great. So 3 rares, 1 for this army, 1 for the other deck, and a nice Shellow Spider for later. And then a Nazgul centric and a Rohan centric deck. So that's probably gonna be quite a nice deck to play against the other one. So it's gonna be interesting. I like this one more than the Gondor one, mainly because I like the Nazgul's flavors a bit more than I do with the Desert Riders or the Raiders. Nice. Well, I will look into how to play later, but this was a nice starter deck to open. So you have the Frodo party and the Frodo party going against the Frodo party. Well, thanks for now.